Thank you, Sophie. And so I'm, yes, Olivier from Digital Kingdom, a gaming studio in Vevey, Switzerland. I will talk about Let's Help Together. Am I Serious? It's a game we've made yes, for the Vaud Red Cross. So first, a little background on presentation of the game. Let's Help Together is a result of a partnership between Digital Kingdom and the Vaud Red Cross, Croix-Rouge Vaudoise in French, as part of the Numeric Games 20 and 21 festival. This multiplayer and cooperative game illustrates proximity and kindness. It also presents the value, action of the Vaud Red Cross by illustrating the great work of its volunteers. So, what does it look like? First, a teaser. Hope it works. So would you like to play after this teaser? So a little bit more in detail. It's a local multiplayer and cooperative game. You play young people who live in a flat chair on the top floor of a building, and you help the people in the building. You have to manage the central elevator to dispatch the players in the building. You have to perform action, QTE, quick time event, to help the people in your building for babysitting, feeding a pet, keeping company, preparing a meal, training with CRV, Croix-Rouge Vaudoise, going to a CRV interview, taking time for yourself. And it's an arcade game, so with short rounds, it's competitive, and it requires some skills. So that's about the game. Am I serious? So I will talk a little bit about serious games. First, okay, classical question, rather classic question here, especially in GSGS, but asking it is rather positive for us because it means that we have managed to break the bad codes of serious game. At Digital Kingdom, our idea is not to differentiate our mandate activities. So we're working for a lot of clients. So we're making serious games. So yes, we're trying not to differentiate our mandate activities from our indie game activity. We consider that this is the same core competence with other constraints for the serious game for sure. Also, we are more likely to talk about video games with a message, than serious games. Why oppose or seek a balance between fun and messages? What is certain is that no fun equals no messages. So, would it be possible to integrate the message more deeply into the fun? And we have tried this with Let's Help Together. In many serious games, and I'm being caricatural here on purpose, it is often the text and the speeches that are used to convey the messages. So a lot of text and speech, and less graphic design, sound, music, device, lower level design, gameplay. And on Let's Help Together, we've tried to use as much as possible the levels of the gameplay and the level design to get the messages across. So to get the messages to the players. So except in the tutorial, for those who consulted, no text. So does it work? So far, we've made a lot of playtests and events with the players. Here in Numeric Games 2021, for example. At the moment, we have not done a panel study on this approach, but however, from our experience, we can say two things about this kind of approach. It works because it fits a particular use of context, a particular use and context. Here we are in the case with a stand. It's a stand with stuff. It's a typical arcade game. It's a hook and a way to get in touch with the target audience. So it's fitted to this use and this context. But a limit is that we work with less direct messages compared to text messages. It is more lighter for the player, but more subtle to perceive. It doesn't necessarily suit everyone without support. And by support here, I mean the staff on the booth, or the stand staff. So let's talk about it. We're here with a demo with the game. So I invite you to come and play in the booth. I invite you to try to find the messages. It's not directly in text, so you understand. It's more subtle than directly text. And discuss the I am serious question. Is it a serious game? Yes, no, a good one, a bad one. So come and play on the booth, and I'm happy to discuss this question with you. Thank you, and if you have time for some questions.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, we do have time for questions. I think I'm closer, so I'll have two questions.
Thank you. I was wondering if you were planning on releasing it online for raising awareness, or if you keep it as is, supported by human introduction and discussion.
Thank you. So, as I've said, first of all, this prototype or this advanced prototype has been fitted to a certain use, so local multiplayer cooperative game on a booth with staff. I'm happy to say that we've won last week a prize with the Banque Cantonale Vaudoise Foundation, and with this prize we're going to make some reflection about the future of the game. And perhaps we can deploy this online, but it would be with adaptation of the game. We cannot directly use it as it goes today.
So thank you very much for your presentation, and it really put a smile on my face when you had this spider graph where you showed that many games come across as text and speech, so I can fully agree. And I was wondering, as you have it, you said your message is then rather hidden, that you want to bring across. And I was wondering, so that you said you have no text, no speech, but the message that you want to bring across is rather subtle or hidden in the
Yes,
game.
into gameplay,
Exactly.
into level design, yes.
And I was wondering, when playing it with or testing the game, did you get to some surprises that the message was misunderstood or that the players misinterpreted the message? Did you also get here some really surprises where you then found out, oh, this was then not coming across as we intended?
Okay, not sure that I understand the whole question, but I'll try to answer. No big surprise, first, because it's, first of all, it's rather obvious that a game for VO, Red Cross, comes with something cooperative, multiplayer, cooperative, yes, I already said. And so these first basics are the gamers deal with it. Okay, so about the actions, it's more subtle, yes, right? But the more the gamers playing to the game, the more they pay attention to those messages. And it's pretty common that, okay, action to help people, action to babysitting, action to rest yourself, and comes with the global messages that we want to transmit. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your understanding.
Thank you for the questions, and thanks again for the presentation.
Thank you.